The following is a fan-based review. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, and Saban Entertainment.
Black!
Great way to start this. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tokucast Top 10 Show.
The Tokucast Blacklist.
Blacklist. I don't know if you can get it by now or if you didn't read the fucking title. We're doing the top 10 Black in Sentai.
So aggressive.
Sorry, we just finished recording a rant. So
I'm sorry, is that your word?
Lord.
Is that my word? Moving on.
Is it?
Top 10 Super Sentai.
Yeah.
Blacks.
Black Rangers.
Which I'm surprised we had enough to make a top 10.
We have enough to make...
I didn't think we were going to be able to do it, but we did.
A green and a black. I think that was the thing that confused both of us.
A green, we had enough to do a top 10 and with honorable mentions in both. We only have one honorable mention for Black.
Yes. The only black honorable mention that we have is Jay-Z. He's great. He's perfect. Greatest black guy. I'm just kidding. He married Beyonce. I mean, come on.
That's pretty much all he's known for these days.
And
we're getting real. We're getting real.
Neji Black.
Neji Black.
Neji Black.
Minus the politics.
We wanted to put him on here because he's insane.
We love all of the Neji Rangers. If we haven't put them on the list yet, it's because we forgot. Because we're dumb. But Jesus Christ. These fuckers are scary.
Especially him. He was the actual leader of that team, just like Mega Black was the leader of their actual team.
Yep.
Neji Black was insane in the membrane.
I knew it.
Insane in the brain.
Insane ain't got no brain.
But just seeing that whole scene where they're hunting Mega Pink throughout the city where they get like her vocal speech patterns and everything, and she can't say anything. Oh, it was great. I just love seeing them just run throughout that city. It was great. And they're human forms. They have human forms. That whole part of Mega Ranger is just amazing, though. So.
But on to the actual list.
Yes.
First is number 10.
At number 10, we have Gao Black, Sotaro.
Yes, Sotaro Yushigome. This guy was the strong one of the team. He was basically the big brother to Blue, because Blue was the legitimate youngest, and he acted the most immature out of basically all of them.
Which was very well adapted into the Power Ranger equivalent of Wild Force.
Yes.
Except Black Wild Force was a big brother, but not really a strong man.
No, he was sort of a...
Just say it.
He was a bitch.
Yeah. He's kind of a bitch. But we
He's
still love him.
adorable, though. Danny was great.
But back to Sotaro. He was good.
Yeah, I liked him. Like, Power Ranger is not the best. I think we've all talked about that one before. But I liked
It had great moments.
Yeah, they did have some pretty great moments that they really haven't done. It was the first one that they explicitly used CGI in for all the masks.
And I don't care what people say. I like the CGI.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially for that year.
Especially for that year. It was... I mean, it's not like SPD, but...
Yeah.
Moving on.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really chime in.
You've seen Wild Force. It's the same CGI.
Ushi Black, number 9.
Yep.
He's only been in what? He's been in 7 episodes of Sentai.
7 episodes. I'm
Love
not as caught up on the Q Ranger as you guys are, but I love Ushi Black.
He hasn't gotten any...
Champ
hasn't gone downhill yet, so he's great.
I really like him.
There's still that thing that they haven't resolved between him and Stinger. I really wish they did that already. But... it's not bad for what we got, and I just like his character. His personality's fun. I just really enjoy him quite a bit.
He's that brutally honest character that we all need. He is straight to the point kind of character.
Yeah.
We definitely need that with this group.
True.
And he lifts weights. He's a robot.
Push yourself.
You got this.
Do you even lift?
Yeah.
Moving on.
He does.
He does. Next is...
moving on to number 8, we got, moving from Bulls to Ninjas.
Ninja Black. Jiraiya. The first Sentai that speaks English.
Fluent. No.
Super.
No, that's not true.
Who?
Miss America and Peggy from Go Ranger.
First male that speaks English.
Fluently, yes.
Fluently.
But anyway.
Like, super fluently.
But like those first couple episodes where he's there just like, I don't really get Japanese that much, so I'm just going to keep speaking English. And everybody's just like, okay. But seeing him, I still remember that one episode that he had when he fought his actual father.
Oh, yeah.
Who was his previous master who killed his other father. Well, his father in show. I still really love that episode. Seeing that whole
father in show versus father in real life. If anybody's confused.
Yeah, just like seeing them actually do all the stunts themselves and everything and the actual fight choreography. A lot of the things in Kaga Ranger I really like are the fight scenes. We didn't really talk about this in our Kaga Ranger review, but that whole thing when Sasuke is fighting the Flower Konoichi team by himself. But still, Jiraiya, great character. I really loved. I thought he was hilarious just because he's fat. I still remember, hey you, and he just runs after him.
It was pretty great.
Jiraiya is just fun. I really like Kaga Ranger. On the second watch, wasn't nearly as good as the first time around, but I still really liked his character quite a bit. Mm-hmm. He's fun.
Who's next? Number 7, I believe.
Boken Black.
He was pretty good.
Sami.
I was waiting for you.
Sorry.
Yeah, Boken Black. Great character. I still remember he was an ass, which translated over to real life for his American counterpart. But
now, Aston begin to describe his American
well,
counterpart.
let's move away from that and focus on him instead.
Yes. Ino. He was basically, I don't really know what his relationship with Boken Yellow was. It was like either a big brother or like a weird love interest. It wasn't really nearly as clear as they could have put it. Yeah. But I still like this character because he was the one who always liked to challenge Akashi. Mm-hmm. Like almost every single time.
And you really could need a character like that sometimes. Keeps people on their toes and make sure everyone's 100% positive that the decisions being made is the right one.
Yep. I mean, like, he was a definite needed character. I can't remember the other ninja's name. The one with the weird fur around his neck.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They end up having their whole fights and everything, and the fact that Boken Black used his morpher off of that bullet. And I was just like, this is all I ever wanted.
A book we're really hung up on.
He did it on that. He did it off of a sword. I'm just like, so many good things. But him as a character, I still remember that whole episode where he like broke away from the team for a little bit. He tried to go and get the treasure on his own, and Akashi had to come and save him. And I think that's when he became a lot better at not being such an asshole to the rest of the team. But he's still fine. I really like his character quite a bit. Number 6.
Kenji Oba.
Shiro Akebono Battle Kenya.
Kenji Oba.
Kenji Oba is always going to be on every list that he can actually be in forever. So just be prepared. He should have been on our blue list because he was Denzi Blue. We forgot about it because we haven't seen Denzi Man yet, but don't you worry. He was number 0 as of now. Kenji Oba.
Retroactively.
Yes. But Battle Kenya, remember the pig scene?
I don't want to.
Like they were going, like the monsters or the bad guys are trying to get away, and he comes across with a whole bunch of pigs to like stall them, and then he snorts at them, and it's like, yes, I really liked his character in this show. He was very, very good at being adapted to the situation.
It was like having a Tarzan in a Sentai.
Well, they did with, Kamen Rider earlier. But he was not.
This was done better.
He was done a lot better.
Better.
He was actually a like an anti-poacher, like the gazelle from Geki Ranger was.
Yeah,
he was like an Antum. I believe. Antum. Yep, Antum man. Shut up. Animal conservationist. That's the word I was looking for.
Where are your thumbs?
But yeah, Battle King was great. I loved. He was the reason why I think I like Battle Fever so much.
Because everybody else wasn't that great.
And Miss America too.
Miss America 2 was okay. But it was... The rest of the show was pretty hard. But thank you, Battle Kenya, for making it bearable. Moving on. Next.
As we move away from Kenji Oba, we come to Matt's favorite Sentai, again, Kyoryu Black, Ian.
Despite what you think about Kyoryu, you have to say Ian is a good Black Ranger. Because he was the field leader. No matter what, he was the strategist, he was the field leader, and he was a good character.
Oh my.
It's going to let you two... Anyway. But he was a fun character, too. Yes, he was the womanizer, and we don't really like those characters, but I feel like he played it a lot better than we're used to seeing. Because it didn't take up his entire character.
Yeah.
The entirety of his character could not fit completely into this weapon box. He did end up getting better towards the end.
Especially when they introduced that whole backstory where his friend was killed by the Tin Man.
Actually, they did that early. Yeah. But I liked their rivalry. That was a pretty good highlight of that show. Number 4.
Coming in at number 4, we have Asuka, Abare Black.
Yes, now he has a major storyline throughout the entirety of Lava Ranger.
Yes.
His wife is one of the villains.
His wife is one of the villains. He was originally from the world that the dinosaurs actually came from. At least the dinosaurs as they're based in this universe. Dino Guts, all that. I really like his character. He was sort of a mentor to the team, but at the same time he was sort of on the same level as them. I really liked, him trying to get his wife back so much throughout the rest of the season. Actually fighting her through the entirety of this show, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I really liked, I haven't seen Lava Ranger all the way. So don't get me wrong. So, I'm basing this off of basically what I've seen so far. But I really, really liked Abare Black and just his relationship and how integral he was to the actual plot of this show. I think that's the thing that really helped him, be so high on this list. Number 3.
Mega Black, Koichiro Endo.
Yes, the actual leader of their team. And he was a fun character.
He was.
I really liked everything about Mega Ranger we can really attribute to the characters and the Psycho Rangers, of course. Ninja Rangers. But just seeing him and having to interact with the rest of his team, he's really uptight, and he does end up getting better as the season goes along. But it's just seeing him, we're going to go ahead and do all these practices and everything like that. We're going to get all of this, just training out of the way, and I'm going to lecture you, even though the people I want to lecture aren't here. And I'm just you tried to escape. Aha, no you can't. But Koichiro was just fun. I really liked, as you said, Mega Ranger is very, very much so an ensemble show. And I really liked his relationships with the rest of his team and, learning to really calm down and not be so stuck up and things like that throughout most of his show. I really, really like Mega Ranger. If you haven't go seen it, what's wrong with you? Go watch Mega Ranger. Great show. Number 2.
Sho Hayate.
Change
motherfucking Griffon. As I said, we don't really like the womanizers that much. He was sort of that. But he was so hilarious with it in some cases where he tried to be so cool and then something would happen and he would just get fucked. Just seeing him and, with the pocket, flick comb and everything.
There you go.
The extendable comb. I just thought it was
Switch
fun.
comb?
Yes, the switch comb. But everything about it is fine. Changeman is a great show. Once again, one of those shows where if you haven't gone to go see it, what's wrong with you? Because it's really story heavy and it's really, really good. But Change Griffin, we do change motherfucking Griffon because he has the best pose. He's so much fun. Everybody in the show has great poses though, except Mermaid. Change Mermaid though.
As in, no, this is a mega pose.
Yep. But yeah, she's great.
He wasn't.
She's great too.
He wasn't enough to be number 1 because number 1
is obviously going to be Mammoth Ranger from Zero Ranger. He was a great character.
Precisely.
Get the fuck out.
Actually, going back a year prior,
it's motherfucking Black Condor Guyuki.
Yes,
is number 1 because he had the most character development I don't think I've ever seen since or before in Sentai.
At least from a non-main.
Non-red. Non-red.
Well,
how about this for a Black Ranger?
Yeah.
On this list.
Because he starts off as the asshole who wants nothing to do with this.
Then he falls in love with Kaori.
And then he's like, no, you deserve to be with Red. And then he goes and lets himself die to make sure his bro has a good wedding.
To make sure that they have a good wedding. And
ow!
And then he comes back and Gokaiger.
As a ghost.
Yes, to show that even in death,
he's still the best character.
He's still a bro.
No, even in death, a Sentai is still a Sentai, and they're going to end up fighting evil no matter, how much they ever can.
It's just amazing how much he developed over the course of that show.
He has so much development, and seeing him, having to fight Gray a couple of times throughout that show. Just seeing his relationship with the rest of these characters, which is basically perfect.
The fact that he can... I can't remember who was the one doing the punching, but he can punch glass probably without touching it.
He punched Ryu, and Ryu fell through already broken glass.
But that's the 90s for you. But
Black
he
Condor
got stabbed trying to stop a mugging. I guess walked to the wedding afterwards?
Must have been nearby.
died on a bench while they were taking pictures because he didn't want to bother them.
And then he comes back in Gokaiger to prove a point. And he ends up having drinks with God and beats her in a card game.
Playing saxophone.
Yes. And then
because he's awesome.
He comes back for a day.
Because he's awesome.
And then he fights.
And Silver couldn't see him.
Which is really surprising.
It's like...
You think if anyone would be able to, it would be Silver.
There's a lot of theories behind that.
The main one is that it's because it's from a season before Six Rangers were a thing.
Yes, it was the last season before Six Rangers were a thing.
That's the main theory. But we will never know until we get some sort of confirmation from the writers.
And that will probably never happen.
Nope. But that is our top 10 Black Rangers in Sentai.
That's the blacklist.
We'll keep going with all the colors that we can think of, and
next time it'll be green.
Most likely it will be green next.
Midori.
Green Ted. This has been the Tokucast Top 10 show. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.